It's the Memphis Sports Network, WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, WMFS FM and HD1 Bartlett, WMFS Memphis, ESPN 790 AM and 92.9 FM ESPN.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time. Take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Greg Ratliff is back pushing all the buttons. Stuart Settles took care of Greg last week. And, Greg, we're glad to have you back, Greg.
Glad to be back. You'll have Stuart next week, too, actually.
I will have Stuart next week.
Yep. In and out again.
In and out again. That's Greg. In and out again, Ratliff. And, of course, this being the third Saturday of the month, my colleague, my friend, my buddy, Frank Barton, one of our sponsors, from the Barton Power Sports in West Memphis, Jonesboro, Forest City, and now in Memphis. Did I miss anything?
Sure does feel good to hear you say that.
It does, yeah, it does.
Now Memphis.
Now that he's open and out on Mount Moriah, right, not very far from the station. We're going to switch to Utah. Have we not been all over today?
We have been all over the country.
We've been to Springfield, Massachusetts. We've been to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, which took me forever to pronounce that, and now I'm on a roll on it. But let's talk Browning. One of our good friends is on the show with us this morning. We're really happy to have Rafe Nielsen. He is the Browning Communications Manager, and I know that I've watched Avian XTV featuring our good friend Fred Zink for a long time, and now Browning is the new title sponsor for Avian XTV on the Sports Channel. Good morning, Rafe.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Let's talk a little bit about the association with the TV show and why go to the title sponsor.
Yeah, we've been longtime sponsors of Fred Zink on the firearms and apparel side of things for I don't know, man. It's been 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. So and Fred has been a great ambassador for our brand and for our products, and you know he's one of the premier, if not the single premier name in all of the waterfowl world out there, running both the Zink calls and the Avian X side of the accessories and decoy side of the business. And you know, he's been such a great partner of ours over the years. When we finally introduced ammunition here in the last year or so, it just made sense for us to broaden our relationship with him, so we can control all those categories: the firearms, clothing, and ammunition. It just opened the door for us to jump in and take on that title sponsorship and really cement that relationship with him and him as a spokesman for our entire brand.
And let's talk a little bit about the new ammunition line came out last fall.
Yes.
How's the response? Tell us a little bit about, because a lot of folks, you know, they don't, boy, I've sure shot a lot of ammunition out of my Browning shotguns, but I've never thought about the other side of it, and now Browning's in the ammunition business. So kind of talk us through that.
Yeah, well, you know, we're pretty broad in general of all of our categories, and you know, one of the things we had lacked for many years, and we were in the ammo business back in the 70s for a bit. That was kind of the main component of the product lines that we just weren't in, and so when the time was right, we were able to jump into the ammunition side of the business, and it has been a tremendous success for us. The response has been fabulous. Really, we've been far exceeded our expectations so far. Last year was the first full year of shipping. We're in our second year this year of shipping product, and really, in all honesty, couldn't be happier with the success of it. We're having great success getting it into dealers. Everybody's excited about the program that way, and then sell through. Ammunition is just great product to be selling right now anyway, and it's getting off of the shelves and getting reorders, and so we really been really pleased with the response so far.
And Frank, I know that we're all familiar with Browning and the ammunition. I've probably got a box from the 70s somewhere around my house.
I know I do, and I know where it is.
Oh, you do? I don't know where mine is, but I know it's in general like that. But it's a very competitive field, the ammunition field. But I think that you've got a name that helps you open some doors, right, Ralph?
Well, we sure do. I mean, it certainly helps having a buck mark on the package, but, the key part of it for us was that we wanted to have a product line that was, one, broad, where it handled everything from rimfire to shot shell to center fire, and make sure we weren't just a shotgun line or a rifle line. We wanted something that broad, and then the other part of it was we needed to have things that were new to the market, that were innovative, that really brought something new to the table. It wasn't just a Me Too product, and that was part of the development that we went through. Is not only is it a great name and a great brand, but we had to have something that really backed that up and supported what a Browning customer would come to expect from our brand. And so having product that was innovative and new and a high performance driven product was a key part of us launching this.
And again, we're talking to Rafe Nielsen. He is the Browning Communications Manager, based out of Utah. Talking a lot about their new title sponsor for the AVNX TV show featuring Fred Zink, and you can find that on the different sports channels, Sportsman's Channel, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But also, I'm really the Wicked Wing waterfowl clothing. I'm big on names. Yeah, did you get to name that, Rafe?
I didn't get to name that one. That was kind of a brainchild of a handful of people that went in on that to try to come up with a catchy name. I think they did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about the clothing line.
Oh, the clothing line's great. We've had that line out for a handful of years now.
Uh-huh.
Back even when I was working on the apparel side of the business and helped develop that line. And so,
well, I knew you had some kind of connection to that line. So
I started it maybe 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
We started into that program. I got to help be part of that development process back then, and so as a waterfowl hunter myself, I wanted to produce product that I wanted to wear myself. And so we really dove in and got everything from base layers to 4-in-1 parkas and a handful of those things that really kind of broadened the horizon for us and put product out there that I knew would work. We've been able to carry that on, and a few minor changes and some add-ons where we went from typical waterfowling clothing to some stuff that was a little more dedicated into the flooded timber market as well. So we still use that bottom lines camo patterns and stuff that tucks into waders, and got really specific on a few of those pieces because we know that the waterfowlers may be few in number but are very dedicated to the sport and very gear oriented and really kind of dedicate themselves to things that work in their specific areas. And so we had to have a product line that really reached out to a wide base of folks and hit some very specific markets. We feel like we did a pretty good job there. Well,
we're in a very specific market right here, and you're talking to two waterfowlers. Of course, Frank Barton is my buddy here. He's my waterfowl. He takes the old man hunting sometimes when it's out, and he knows that I need protection from the elements. And go ahead, Frank.
No, I want to make certain that you're comfortable.
Yeah, and that's today's time. Browning is so much now more than what it was, let's say, 30 years ago. Right, Rafe? I mean, when you think of Browning, I'm thinking of the buck. I've got it on my truck.
Yeah.
I've got the emblem on my truck. I'm using the Browning, black gold Browning, 12-gauge shotgun.
Yep.
I've had it for a pretty good while, and I think of that. But then I don't think about the other side of Browning that you guys has been able to expand thanks to that. And if I'm not mistaken, that emblem is the number one decal in maybe the United States. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I'm thinking the Browning decal is number one.
Well, it's pretty good for us. We like to kind of think we have a mark that rivals the kind of the Nike type of.
There you go. There you
people
go.
See that, and they know what it is. We always kind of say that it's kind of a mark for it's our company, but we feel like it kind of represents all of the outdoors. When people get to see that, they know they're doing something in the outdoors world and something they enjoy. And we always say that if you can see a buck mark, you're probably having fun. And so whether that's just camping or hunting or shooting or fishing, whatever it is, if you got a buck mark in sight, you're doing something that you enjoy.
Not only do you enjoy, but you got a quality product. I go back to and I'm just sitting there thinking about the number of Browning products that I have owned over the years.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anyone that I don't like or that I thought, well, this didn't live up to what I thought it was going to be like. They all, when that buck mark, when y'all put that buck mark on something, as a consumer, you can bet it's going to be the best of everything that's with you.
Well, we appreciate that, and that's the one thing we strive for. We know that the number one selling factor for us as a brand is brand reputation. That's when we do our surveys and focus groups and whatnot, we know that brand recognition is the number one thing that drives sales for us. And so if we focus on that and make sure that we are living up to our customers' expectations and producing product that they recommend to friends and family, that we're doing our job. And so having a brand that is well represented and respected in the community is what is carried us forward for 100+ years of being in business.
Well, Frank didn't even have that written down. I mean, that came from his heart. I know. I've been out there with Frank, and he knows I've got my black gold. That I love my 12-gauge black gold, and lug it out there. But I'm going to have to try that ammunition. I mean, because if it's got the buck stamp on it, I'm going to try it.
Well, good. Would love to get you into a case of it, and we probably need to upgrade your shotgun at this point in time, get you into a new Maxus or A5.
I know it, but it just fits my old skinny shoulder. That's that. And being 74 years old, it's kind of part of me now. It's one of those. We're going to stay in touch, Rafe. I'll get back with you. We want to lean on you for maybe some radio guests or whatever it might be, and look forward to talking to you many times. We've got a lot of great folks here that are Browning folks. But again, that's Avian TV, Avian X TV. It's on the Sportsman Channel at 7:30 a.m. on Saturdays, 1:30 a.m. on Sunday. That's when Frank's up. No, at 3 p.m. on Monday and 8:30 a.m. on Thursdays. These are all Central Times. Rafe, thank you, buddy. Tell everybody hello, and we'll stay in touch. You'll probably get an email from me pretty soon, too, okay?
Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Have a great day. All right, Rafe Nielsen. I love Browning. So it's just I didn't know about the ammunition until did you know Browning had the new ammunition coming out?
Didn't know they were back into it.
I didn't either. All right, we're going to take a break. Can you believe it's gone this fast?
No, I can't. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the clock.
Yeah,
I won't be open in just a few minutes.
Yeah, Frank's got to get over there, and you are still across from the dog track. You haven't just quit that business, have you?
No, we still got that, but I'm hanging out in Memphis most of the time.
You are, yeah. And is your white truck out here?
It's around the corner.
It's around the corner. Okay, all right. Let's take a break. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this June the 17th on ESPN 790.
You can find